Alright guys, today I'm going to do a review on a 1810 Bay by Nautic Star. This is a 2016. I've had it since it was new, but I bought it in early 2017. It has a 115 4-stroke on the back, and it has a Minnkota 70-pound 24-volt Ipilot up front, which is probably one of the best investments you can make, especially fishing, for whatever. It's very nice to be able to throw the anchor on and be able to hold position. We'll start in the back of the boat. In the back, you've got 2 jump seats for passengers. Underneath this side is a battery, and underneath that battery and underneath the seat is a battery switch. In the center, you've got a nice size live well, which I usually use as a fish box. It does have a dedicated fish box on this boat, but rarely ever do I put any fish in there, just because it drains into the bilge. So this drains over, and it is insulated. On the other side, you've got a little bit of storage underneath this jump seat, and both of those fold down and make a nice casting deck, of course. You got your center leaning post, which is pretty nice. It's thickly padded. The upholstery's nice. It's very comfortable to lean against. Then you've got the console with the under console storage, which of course is eaten up by a lot of batteries. At this point, I also have a battery charger. I usually keep safety equipment in there, throwable. The fire extinguisher, of course, is in there, and I usually have a few other safety items. Coming up to the console, you've got your gauges, which is RPM, speed, gas, and trim. You also have a nice little glove box, which is great for putting your keys and wallet in. It's got a stainless steel wheel. This one does not tilt, which doesn't really bother me. I enjoy it either way, but it would be nice if it tilted up. It would give you a little more room between you and the leaning post. You've got rod holders on the side, on both sides. You've got a live well forward that I also use as a fish box. If you watch the chandelier trip, you'll see some fish in there, and that's what we were doing with them, putting them in the front live well instead of the rear. And they are both sprayed with foam, so they're insulated. Up front you've got a storage box, which has got your nav lights in it. I've got a lot of other safety equipment, flares, the ruler, paddle, sponge towel to dry stuff up when it gets nasty. On the other side, this would be the fish box, and it's sizable, and it also has a drain in it, but it does drain into the bilge. Most people are not crazy about having a bunch of scales, fish slime, and guts in their bilge area, and I would be one of those. It's just, I don't want to do it that way. So you could always bet I either use a live well or the cooler. And then forward, you have a nice anchor locker with the anchor in it and the rode. It does have a place to tie your bidder into, which is nice. And then I've got your plug for your trolling motor, which, if you guys don't know it about these Minnkotas, you need either a battery switch or be able to unplug it, because they do draw power when not in use. So it is a GPS trolling motor, and it is controlled with a fob style controller, but you can add a foot pedal to this one as well, which is pretty nice if you wanted to go that route. Things that I really like about the boat: it's very comfortable, easy to fish out of, easy to manage because it's not very long. It's not very heavy either, so it's easy to tow. Probably the biggest thing I don't like about it, of course, is the storage room that you have in it. It's pretty tight when you're fishing over 3 people. and it doesn't perform as well with that many people in it, just because of the weight. And then the 115, which, like I said, I've got another video with a 4-blade versus a 3-blade on the channel that kind of talks about all those points. Other than that, it's a fantastic boat. I've had no problems with it whatsoever the whole time I've owned it, and that's pretty much everything from electrical to the systems on it have never given me a lick of trouble. It's just been a very good boat, and it's pretty safe when I feel comfortable when we're in pretty big snotty stuff. We've been in the Mobile Bay with it when it was pretty snotty outside, as well as down at Delacroix with the wind blowing about 20 going across some of the big shallow lakes. And also had it out to the Chandelier Islands a couple of times, and one of those videos is posted, and the wind was pretty significant, and it was a little nerve-wracking towing it out to the island behind the big boat, because the seas were pretty rough when we left. So you always worry about your baby, as to say. Like I said, you have any questions, comments, feel free to shoot those to me. They don't make this model anymore. It's been replaced with a 195, which the biggest difference would be up at the front of the boat, there's a little bit more length, and it actually has a center storage box like a 1910 bay would have. And that would be really nice to have. Like I said, if you have any questions or anything like that, let me know. Thanks for watching.